Hello, my name is Mike Johnson. I'm taking you on an inside and outside video tour of this 2016 Chevrolet Tahoe. Black on black leather with Apple CarPlay and navigation, and also has Android Auto, backup camera, Bluetooth, and it has the factory police package from Chevrolet. So it's a police edition Chevy Tahoe, but it's got leather interior. It's a custom upgraded Chevy Tahoe. So we're going to talk about it in this video. I have a lot of experience. I have over 25 years experience with government vehicles, and this one is the actual Sheriff's Department Chevy Tahoe. It used to be a black and white, but defunding of the police, they gave it up in good condition. So this one has actual leather interior. It's custom leather interior that we installed. Our interior was provided by Katzskin, and it's really nice perforated leather seats for 5 passengers. This one has the center console. The Sheriff's Department, before they sent it up for sale, they put factory stock center consoles back in them. But this one has a 5-seat package. It's full leather interior. This is not your suspect residue covered back seat. This is a fully clean and detailed Chevy Tahoe. This was an actual Sheriff's Department black and white, but we spent a little bit of time to make it nice and clean. So when you're driving down the road and somebody's mad at you with all this road rage going on everywhere, and they get a good look at you, makes you look like an FBI agent or a detective. When you're driving, when you're standing next to it getting your mail, and somebody drives by with warrants, they're gonna put their hand over their face so you can't see who they are, because it has that look like you could go and chase somebody down. But all the emergency lights have been removed. Now it does still have the factory spotlights. These were installed at the Chevrolet factory. So with a genuine leather interior, that's all custom installed. Nobody's ever sat on these seats before. No cops, no suspects. And then we have the in-dash navigation with Apple CarPlay. Giant screen in the dash. This is a 9-inch display screen. So it has Apple CarPlay, so you can press the button. Hey Siri, give me directions to Disneyland Park.
Starting route to 1150 West Magic Way. Proceed to Orco Parkway. Then turn left.
So with Apple CarPlay, if you don't know what that is, you're gonna be spoiled if you have it. You can't go without it. Android Auto is the same thing, but it's for Android phones. So whether you have a Google Android phone or an Apple phone, this supports both direct to screen mirroring. So we're running Apple CarPlay, so we've got our music right here. We can play our playlist direct from the phone. Unfortunately I cannot play music on YouTube, or I'll get flagged for monetization and all that mumbo jumbo, but it sounds really good. This has a nice sounding stereo. It's barely been used. This is a brand new in-dash upgraded stereo from the stock stereo equipment. It has automatic 3-zone climate control, cup holders, powered ports in the center console, keyless remotes. These spotlights actually work. Now it's illegal to point these at other vehicles, but it is legal to have 2 spotlights on your vehicle, which you can aim. It's also illegal to go hunting with them. You can't use these to go hunt deer. You know how the deer hold still at night? You can't do that. That's illegal. But you can take your family out and look at wildlife, or if you go out into the remote dark roads in places, you can use these as off-road lights as long as you're not pointing them at other vehicles. Each of these are 100 watts a piece, so they're super bright. They're factory from Chevrolet. As far as SUVs go, this has the OnStar system built in. It's got a conversation mirror, so from the driver's seat you can keep your eye on the rear seat passengers, whether they're little kids or suspects. No suspects here. You've got steering wheel controls, LED headlights. It's nice and bright, easy to drive at night. And this is a 2-wheel drive version. This is not a 4-wheel drive. So it's located here in California. That's really all you need is 2-wheel drive. When you turn on the headlights, the radio goes to dark screen so it doesn't blind you at night. These are really nice radios. We've installed these in like 6 different vehicles, and we're really happy with them with this giant screen. Now this screen is adjustable, so you can adjust it up for a secret compartment or down. And there's 2 little push tabs. You can push them and take the screen off. So if you park in a dangerous area where you don't want your radio stolen, you can detach the face of the radio and secure it. Now I'd love to demonstrate the sound of the stereo system in here, but unfortunately, because YouTube flagging musical tones and stuff like that, we have to talk over the music and we can't really crank it up. This is the electrochromic auto dimming mirror, so it actually has darkening glass and the OnStar. You've got the center console display here. You've got intermittent wipers front and rear. So when you're talking about different versions of the Tahoe, you know the Tahoe comes in versions LS, LT, SLT, you know, super luxury trim and all that. These are built as kind of like the LS level, but these are different than the consumer Tahoes. The police Tahoes have different springs, so these drive stable. If you had to drive at 100 miles an hour, you know, if a volcano is erupting behind you and you need to drive 100 miles an hour, these are designed to be safe and stable at high speeds. As a consequence, because of the stiffer springs that they have, they're not a soft squishy ride like the customer super luxury trim will have a smooth and cushy ride because they have soft and squishy springs. But with the SLT version, if you throw it into a U-turn at 30 miles an hour, it's gonna lean way over, you know, but this one will make U-turns flat like a Corvette. So there's Corvette technology. Another thing, advantages and disadvantages, this one has the factory trailer hitch installed back here, a V5 towing package. It's actually rated 10,000 pounds trailer weight or 1,000 pound tongue weight for this, so you can actually pull a large trailer. It does have the 7-pin connector. Most of the police Tahoes don't get trailer hitches, but this one has it. Most of the, if you go to the auction and you find a used police Tahoe, usually they won't even have back seats in them, let alone a center console or leather or any of that other stuff. This is a really nice Chevy Tahoe police package. Disadvantage and advantage, there's no carpet in here. The advantage is if you spill your drink on the floor, you're not gonna mold or mildew your carpet. If you have kids in the back seat and they drop their ice cream cone on the floor, you just wipe it off. It's not messing up your carpet. And it's black plastic material, so even if you drop your pen explodes, you can wipe it off. It's not like it's going to stain the carpet because there is no carpet. You can put floor mats down over it. It's full featured. It's got power locks, power windows, keyless entry. This one has the aluminum rims on it. So it has the factory aluminum rims. I think they had these center console and rims in a warehouse somewhere, because the insides of the rims, they're not even dirty. They were just sitting on the shelf somewhere. And these two of these tires are almost brand new. These are the Goodyear Eagle police package tires. The engine is a Chevy 5.3 liter with cylinder deactivation technology. And this one, I have two, but this one has the front push bar slash seat. It used to have a siren mounted to these bolt points, but they removed it. There's no emergency lights on this at all, so you don't have to worry about that. Let's open the hood, look underneath. So as we open the hood, the Chevy 5.3 gives these Chevy Tahoes better gas mileage than the Ford Explorer police Tahoes with a 3.7 V6, because these will normally run only on 4 cylinders until you hit the gas. Then it goes into 6-cylinder or 8-cylinder mode as you're driving. So right now, as we're idling, it's idling in 4-cylinder mode to save fuel. Advantages and disadvantages, that's just the fact of Chevy Tahoes and Chevy trucks. They have this 5.3 LS3 V8 with cylinder deactivation. Because it's a police package, it has dual batteries, and these are actually the premium batteries. There's battery number 1 and battery number 2. So these are actually AGM type batteries, which are the more expensive ones, so hopefully they'll last a long time. The second battery was to run the lights and radios and stuff like that without disabling the ability to start the vehicle if they left all that stuff on a long time. So it has 2 batteries sections, like an RV, the house equipment and the engine. You actually only need 1 battery to normally operate this as a passenger vehicle, but it has 2, so if you need 2, you have 2. This one comes with 2. But with that cylinder deactivation technology, they get really good gas mileage. I'm going to try to show a screenshot on the screen of the fuel economy rating for the Chevy 5.3. It's nice and quiet. If you are into, you know, living in a place where there's deer and elk and stuff like that, and you hit one, this push bar will keep you from damaging the front in most cases. Also, you can push other vehicles with it. It's an aluminum push bar. It's not steel. It's a lightweight aluminum, but it's very thick, strong, and it's even supported at the top and the bottom. So those are designed to be able to push a vehicle with wheels that don't turn off a roadway. So I'm going to try to wrap up my video here. This does not have the fog lights, but it does have LED headlights. These are projector beam headlights. Looking at the tires, this one has the side step running boards. They're all in good condition. We don't see any signs of any kind of serious or minor or accidents. On the back, you have the parking sonar sensors and the backup camera. So we added a second remote for this one. This one has power functions to open the rear deck glass or the rear deck lid. Disadvantage and advantages: you don't get a 3rd row seat with the police package. It's no seat belts in the back. There's no 3rd seat in the back. It's a 5-passenger configuration. But if you really wanted a 3rd row seat, you should be buying a minivan. It's much more comfortable. people ask me, what's the difference between a SUV like a Chevy Tahoe and a minivan like the Siennas that I often sell? Okay, minivans can tow up to 3,500 pounds, where the Tahoe can tow up to 10,000 pounds, because underneath this has a truck frame, where something like a minivan is a unibody construction. There's no subframe, the whole body is the frame. So we're going for a little test drive of the Chevy Tahoe. It's got a display, it says oil life remaining 95%, tire pressure 41 psi and 38 and 39, so within 2 psi of 3 psi of each other. It has the certified speedometer. We have working searchlights. If you lose your little dog and you need to go look for it at night, you can use these to search for your lost dog in the dark as you drive around your neighborhood. But it's illegal to point these at other occupied vehicles unless you're law enforcement. Just so you know, you can't go waving at other cars to get out of the way. That's not legal. That'll get you in a lot of trouble. We have the music going. We have the navigation destination entered.
Starting route to 1150 West Magic Way. Proceed to Orco Parkway, then turn left.
Now this is a police package. So we're gonna give you a quick mini test drive. It rides stiffer than the consumer Tahoe. It more like, if you have ever driven like Ford Mustangs, the Saline Mustang package, they put stiffer springs and suspension. This is like that. This is the high performance suspension. That's your acceleration. Speed limit's 50. It's not accelerating like a Corvette or something like that. It's still a Chevy Tahoe. It's pretty quick. If you need to go somewhere in a hurry, you can go there. But if we hit the brakes and we slow it down to 30 miles an hour, we can do a police style U-turn, which in a regular Tahoe, you wouldn't want to try that. So I've been driving this one around. It was originally black and white, so black and white doors and white roof. You don't want to drive it around as a black and white, because everybody slows down for you if they think you're a cop. But this looks more like an FBI agent. Not everybody feels like they're gonna get pulled over by you, so some people won't even notice you. But if the road rager pulls up beside you and wants to pick a fight with you, you might think twice. Plus, talking about advantages and disadvantages, these have ballistic barriers installed in the doors usually, so that if the police are hiding behind their doors in a shootout, there's some level of protection. They always tell them, get behind the engine block for the best protection. See, see those poles right there in our backup camera? From the stock backup camera is a little tiny display, but this is a much bigger 9-inch screen, and we have our parking sonar sensors displaying there, warning me that there's an object behind me. If you go into drive, you can go into tow haul mode. If you're in tow haul mode, the little trailer comes on, and the driving behavior of the transmission and engine completely change. So tow haul mode will let you drive with a super heavy trailer behind you, or other conditions that may be an advantage. Almost like low range on a 4-wheel drive. This is a 2-wheel drive, not a 4-wheel drive. And then there's also M. What is M? So if you're driving in the mountains, M is for mountains and manual shifting. So you have a little plus and minus. So if you're coming down a mountain pass, you put it in M and you push minus to downshift the transmission, You don't have to do a dance with it. You just do a minus to lower gears to keep it from building up too much speed coming down the hill. And you don't want to ride your brake pedal down the hill, because if you actually see a real emergency, you don't want to have your brake pedal on the whole time. So these seats do fold flat. All the seat belts are working. Seat belts are in good condition. Most likely this Tahoe didn't haul too many suspects, but it did have a cage in it. There's little screw holes where they had something across the window, so there was a cage in the back. Advantages, disadvantages. This one has a giant cargo area in the back because there's no third row seat. So if you want to haul your cargo, you can. The seats fold flat in the middle row, the second row, and then you can haul your cargo. All your cargo can be back here, and if you spill your Thanksgiving turkey gravy all over the floor, it's vinyl. You just wipe it up. You don't have to get a can of bleach out. Now this has been fully detailed. Look at the headliner, is pretty much in excellent condition in here. It's got power points everywhere. Check if this one is still available. See what else I have. If I have any other police related vehicles, Explorers or whatever, or hybrids. Go to my website, mybestcar.com, and check if this vehicle is still available. If it is, then you're going to pay me for it, and you're watching this video, the check is going to be paid to the owner of a buyer's choice. Don't pay anybody else, because my videos are only for a buyer's choice.